Well, you know what my series is. Well, I mean, probably, right? We just did a whole
Yeah,
episode on it.
it's season 2 of Futurama, right?
It is, of course, Young Sheldon. No,
Not when I'm drinking my coffee, mate. For God's sake.
um, yeah. No, it's Twin Peaks, I guess. Well, do you know
Season 1
what? Well,
or season 3? Because I've heard season 3 is incredible. I
season
can't remember
three,
who said that to me, though. It was you.
season three is incredible. But, well, do you know what? This is hard, right? If it's one, why is it? If it so, it's
It's
not even.
one
It's
season
not
to make it difficult for you,
It's
because
not
as
to,
soon as I was thinking about it, I was like, you get to pick one TV. He's going to pick Twin Peaks. Shit. One season.
well,
There
no.
you go.
This has made it easier for me because season one of Twin Peaks is
It's
golden.
perfection.
I will, if it's just one series, one season, I will take season one of Twin Peaks. But if, for example, if you said one series of a TV show, then I'd have to consider rewatchability, and I'd be more likely to pick the IT Crowd, the Mighty Boosh, or Community, because they're just all things I can
Okay.
watch over and over again. Yeah, just to easy watching, again, you pick up on new jokes each time, and there's stuff going on in the background, and it's all very well crafted. And I mean, so is Twin Peaks, but it's more just like what I feel like once you've enjoyed it, you can enjoy it again in like a year. I watched Twin Peaks. I try to watch it once a year because I love it, but I couldn't watch it every day. But I could watch. I mean, Community is a bit more unfair because there's like 6 seasons.
And a movie.
And a movie, well, and a table read.
The table read is brilliant.
I still haven't seen it. But,
You've not. There's
no,
a
'cause
brilliant
I don't want
moment
a
where
table read.
there's an amazing bit where Donald Glover pretends that he has to go,
Right.
like about 10 minutes in, with the whole joke being, as soon as Donald Glover isn't too busy, we'll do the movie.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, sorry guys, I gotta go, I'm really busy. And they were like, what? And then he was like, I'm just kidding. It was brilliant.
Oh, that was funny. But yeah, something like the IT Crowd is 4 seasons and 1 special episode, but I feel like that would be enough
I'm including special episodes, by the way.
to tide me over forever. But no, if it's not going to be a whole series, if it's just going to be one season of a series, then yeah, I'm saying Twin Peaks.
Fantastic. Well, if it was an entire series, I would probably consider things like Star Trek The Next
Of
Generation,
course.
Afterlife. That's it. No, Sopranos, obviously.
Yeah.
Some fantastic stuff. But when I was trying to bring it down to just one season, I too, on my shortlist, I had Twin Peaks Season 1. I had Star Trek The Next Generation Season 3. Even though there's some shit
the best
episodes in it,
cliffhanger.
it has the greatest television cliffhanger of all time.
Right.
And imagine never having the ability to resolve it. Imagine that.
But maybe
Just
that's
like you
good.
get to the end of it and you're like, Mr. Worf, fire. And you're like, how does this end?
You
What happens?
can spend every day coming up with a new scenario of how it ended.
Yeah. I went for Extras Season 2, specifically including the special episode, because that for me is just brilliant. It's brilliantly crafted, and it's an excellent comment on celebrity,
Okay.
essentially. And I feel like it was Ricky Gervais trying to express what he thinks about celebrity culture, celebrity status, and he does a fantastic job. And that Christmas special that comes at the very end of it, which sort of, it ties the whole thing in a beautiful bow. And I feel like without that Christmas special, Extras isn't as good, which is mental to say. Right, the individual episodes are funny. Season 1's great. Season 2's great. But when you watch season 1, then season 2, and then you cap it off with this 1.5 hour special, it just brings a clarity to the whole thing. And if you haven't seen the whole of Extras, which I don't know whether we've ever spoken about this.
I've seen season 1.
Season 1's great. Season 2's great. Good. And then the special just caps it off. And there's an incredible monologue which sort of succinctly gives Ricky's point of view of what he thinks about celebrity. And it's just so beautifully written and acted that I actually cried about something that isn't real. It's mad. But I think it's fantastic. I really do. And that's why I've brought that along. So like Twin Peaks season 1, because it's probably the greatest season of television that I've seen, which is weird to think that I only saw it like 2 weeks ago. Star Trek TNG, because I love it, is a variety of episodes. Some are shit, some are great, and it has the greatest TV cliffhanger of all time. Extra season 2, because it's beautifully crafted, it's a comedy, it has rewatchability. And I think the one that I'm going to take, the creme de la creme.
Was it not Extras?
It wasn't Extras.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah.
It's The Thick of It, season 4.
I thought you would bring up The Thick of It, and I'm surprised that when I didn't hear it in the honourable mentions, I was surprised. But yeah,
it is probably the best television series to come out of the United Kingdom.
Wow, although that's interesting, because I was about to say, because you were talking about Extras, we probably should mention The Office, or we'd get killed.
I couldn't watch The Office UK every day because of the cringe.
This is what I was going to say. I watched The Office, and I've only rewatched it once. I love it, and the Christmas special again makes me cry. But yeah, it's totally not something. I wouldn't even call it easy watching. It's like you proper have to.
It's difficult to watch, and that's what makes it brilliant. It's so unique in that regard. And it was ahead of its time, because cringe culture didn't really start happening until 2012.
Sure.
When did The Office come out?
99, 2000.
I thought 2000.
Maybe 2001.
But
2002.
maybe I'm thinking 2001 because of Stanley Kubrick. Anyway, so The Thick of It season 4, if you don't know what it is essentially political satire of the United Kingdom, and it's just brilliant. It's just so well written. The improv that is allowed in it is exquisite. The actors just so perfectly encapsulate bumbling, out of touch politicians and the age of spin that was. I mean, we don't really have spin now. It's all fake news.
Sure.
And let's fact check what this person said. Where before it was spin, which was just essentially telling lies by telling the truth. And it's just, it has some fantastically crafted monologues and dialogues which are so memorable and so witty. And every single time I rewatch The Thick of It, the little names that people call each other, I pick up on new ones every time. Like you say, you pick up on new jokes, and some of them are fucking brilliant. And some of the stuff that just it goes over your head the first time, and when you hear it again, you're like, that's really, really funny. So some of my favourite examples, there's one where Malcolm is looking for Oliver Reader, who's in hospital having his appendix out, and he goes up to the desk, and it's just while the credits are going on for the start of the episode, and he just goes, "Hi, I'm looking for Ollie Reader. He looks a bit like a Quentin Blake illustration." Now, I missed that the first time, and when I heard it in the second time I watched it, I was like, there's no way he said that. For those who don't know, Quentin Blake illustrated the Roald Dahl books. So if you can imagine a rough, scruffy drawing, and now think of Chris Addison, it makes sense, and it's hilarious. And it went over my head the first time I heard it. It's just great. It's just really funny, and it's quintessentially British.
Sure.
If you're a British person watching it, you know exactly what's going on, why it's funny. But I imagine if you were foreign and you watched it, you'd be like, this isn't entertaining, this isn't funny, I don't understand. But then, I don't know. Maybe you would. It is incredible. Yeah.
Wow, damn.
Definitely watch the thick of it if you haven't.
Well, there we go.